Let's talk about something a lot of us have gone through. You go to the mailbox and you see that dreaded letter, the one telling you your Medigap premium is going up. It's frustrating, right? And it can feel like you're just stuck. But here's the thing, you're not. You've got options. In this explainer, we're going to crack that Medigap code so you know exactly why this happens and, more importantly, what you can do about it. And this is really the whole reason we're here. You get that notice and your stomach drops a little. Your first thought is probably, great, now what? Am I just supposed to pay this? That feeling? We're going to replace that with a clear, confident plan of action. So here's our game plan. First, we'll get into why these rates go up in the first place. Then we'll look at the 3 different ways companies price these plans. And trust me, this part's a game changer. After that, we'll compare the big 3 plans, talk about how you can switch, and then finish with a little-known secret weapon called the birthday rule. Okay, let's get right to it. Why did your premium go up? It's not some random thing, and I promise it's not just happening to you. There are actually a couple of very clear reasons behind it. Let's just put this on the table right away. This quote from Boomer Benefits is the absolute truth. Rate increases are a normal, expected part of having Medigap. Honestly, if anyone ever tells you your rate will never go up, you should run the other way. So believe it or not, a rate increase means your plan is working just the way it's designed to. So it really boils down to these 2 big things. On one side, you've got your age. If you have the most common type of policy, your premium is going to tick up a little bit every year, right along with your age. But the other factor, that runaway train, that's inflation and rising healthcare costs. And it affects everybody, no matter what kind of plan you have. Okay, pay close attention here, because this part is probably the most important thing for understanding what your costs will look like 10 years from now. Insurance companies don't just guess at a price. They use one of 3 very specific pricing models. First up, we have attained age. This is by far the most common one. Think of it like a pay-as-you-go plan. You get a nice low premium when you're younger, say at 65, but that rate is based on your attained age. So every year you get older, the premium goes up. Next is issue age. This one's a little different. It basically locks in your rate based on how old you were when you first bought the policy. So you're safe from your rate climbing just because you had a birthday. But, and this is a big but, it will still go up over time because of that overall healthcare inflation we talked about. And last, you've got community rated. This one's the simplest to wrap your head around. Pretty much everyone in your area with that plan pays the same premium. Doesn't matter if you're 65 or 85. It gives you a lot of predictability, but you might find the starting premium is a little higher. And here's where the rubber meets the road. That attained age policy on the left, it looks great at first, but that's where you get those giant rate shocks down the line, because you're getting hit by both your age and inflation. On the right, though, with issue age and community rated, you see a much smoother, more predictable climb. Your age isn't a factor in the increases, so the long-term costs are way more manageable. All right, so we've covered how the plans are priced. Now let's talk about what you're actually getting. We're going to zero in on the 3 plans that really make the most sense for folks today. Plan G, Plan N, and the high deductible G. Now this, right here, this is the golden rule of Medigap. You have to get this. The plans are standardized by the government. That means a Plan G from Company A is 100% identical to a Plan G from Company B. The coverage, the doctors, the benefits, exactly the same. The only difference is the price, and that's why shopping around is your single most powerful tool. Okay, let's break this chart down real quick. Plan G is kind of the gold standard. Once you pay your annual Part B deductible, you're pretty much done for the year. Simple. Now, look over at Plan N. It's almost the same, but you agree to pay small copays for doctor visits in exchange for a lower premium. And then you have high deductible Plan G, which has the lowest monthly premium by far, but you're on the hook for costs up to that deductible amount. And this number is the whole story for the high deductible plan. You get that super low premium, but you have to be okay with the idea of potentially paying up to $2,950 in medical bills yourself before the plan swoops in and starts paying for everything else. For someone who's healthy and wants to save big on premiums, it can be a fantastic deal. You know, Plan N is often the sweet spot for a lot of people. You save money every single month on your premium. In return, you might have a tiny $20 copay for a doctor's visit or a $50 one for the ER. The only other thing is it doesn't cover something called Part B excess charges. These are super rare. It's an extra fee some doctors can charge, but for most people, it almost never comes up. So when does Plan N make sense? I love this piece of advice from an expert. It's a really simple rule of thumb.
If you can get a Plan N for at least $25 a month less than a Plan G, it's probably the smarter financial move. That $300 a year in savings will almost always cover any little copays you might have. It's just simple math.
So you've looked at the pricing, you compared the plans, and you're thinking, hey, I can definitely find a better deal. Awesome. So how do you actually do it? Let's get into the action plan.
Well, the good news is you can apply to switch your Medigap plan any day of the year. But, and this is the big hurdle for most people, in most states you have to go through medical underwriting. That means answering a ton of health questions, and the insurance company can absolutely deny you if they don't like the answers. But what if I told you there was a loophole, a secret passage that lets you switch plans without answering a single health question? Well, for people in certain states, there is, and it is a total game changer. It's called the Medigap birthday rule. Basically, it's a special window of time around your birthday where you have a guaranteed issue right to change your plan. You can switch to the exact same plan with a different company to get a lower price, or you could switch to a plan with slightly different benefits, like from a G to an N, to save even more. No health questions allowed. And using it is as easy as 1, 2, 3. First, you just have to confirm if your state has a birthday rule. Second, you shop around for better rates on plans that have the same or lesser benefits than what you have now. And third, you have to apply inside your state-specific window. Like in California, you've got 60 days after your birthday to make the switch. And hey, this isn't just some weird California thing. States like Oregon, Washington, Missouri, and a bunch of others had their own versions of this rule. Now, each one has its own specific quirks and timelines, so it is absolutely crucial that you check the exact rules for where you live. Okay, so let's just quickly recap the big points here. Number 1, rate increases are gonna happen. It's normal. 2, those attained age policies can lead to some really big price hikes down the road. 3, Plan N can save you a ton of money over Plan G if you're okay with small copays. And 4, the birthday rule is your golden ticket in some states to switch plans and save money, no matter your health. And that all leads to this final, really important question. After all of this, you need to ask yourself, is the plan you have right now still the best value for you? The great thing is you now have the tools and the knowledge to answer that question for yourself, and, if needed, to do something about it.